Welcome to Telecom Business School, the series where we explore how the telecom business actually works. Today I'm here with...
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Tsuma Tanaka, CEO of Docomo Eurolabs.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So today's topic is login strategy. We all use mobile phones every day, but we rarely think about the companies that build the networks behind them and their business models.
Yes, exactly. And behind every internet and mobile services today, like us, NTT Docomo, there are lots of elements, players, partners, namely apps, platforms, infrastructure, telecom operators like us, Docomo, and of course network vendors and professional service company providing all the solutions, all layers.
Yes. So today we will learn what makes those businesses strong, right?
Yes, and strong companies all aim for one thing. It's called lock in. Let's dive into how that works today.
Perfect. So what is login?
The best way to understand what is locked in is to think about the case where you're actually locked in.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Are you an Android user or an Apple user?
I am an Apple user.
Okay, then you're actually locked in to this
Yes.
Apple ecosystem, like your photos, apps, books, music, all data are stored on this Apple iCloud. So the next time you buy your new phone, you go for the same platform, right? I mean, don't you feel it's difficult to switch to different platform?
Yes, it would be really difficult, and that's why I would say I would stand to Apple
Yeah.
because it's easy and I'm used to it since over more than 5 years or something.
Yeah, right. And so that's exactly the situation that everybody wants to create, right? So where your customer they stay with you loyal for a long amount of time, and also by making systematically difficult for you to switch, to you to go away.
Yes.
So yeah, let's take an example of a mobile network, and well, we have a similar business model here, and our business environment is like musical chairs game. Do you know what musical chairs game is?
Yes. So the German version would be Reise nach Jerusalem.
Yeah,
It's
genau.
musical.
Yeah, you have a bunch of chairs and
Yes.
people goes around, and
Yeah.
when music stops, you rush to the chair, okay, and see who survives. So yeah, so think of it this way. So there are like hundreds of telecom operators worldwide, and there are actually much fewer network vendors, suppliers who provide like, equipment like base stations and the network and operation systems.
Okay.
And they fight over this fixed number of customers, the chairs, right? The number of chairs, they never really increase. Or they do, but like really slowly. Okay, so in otherwise, the market size is pretty much fixed, and there's only one real growth strategy in this kind of situation.
Which is?
Right, try to lock in an operator and stay business for a long period of time,
Okay.
and then take advantage of that, and so that you have better control around pricing as well. So that's the logic.
Yes, and so what exactly is vendor lock-in?
Right, so it means creating a situation where one single vendor okay, supplies equipment entirely for a specific network. So the network has only one supplier, the vendor. Okay, so from design to operation.
Yes.
So all business process, and when that happens, it will be very difficult for a mobile operator or the customer to switch to a different company.
And why aim for that?
Yeah, and because once you become the only one, you can maximize the chance to stay in business, okay? And which means you have more opportunity to influence
True.
what you want to do, okay, with the customer, and most importantly, increase the opportunity to raise the price in the later phase. So that's mainly the core incentive.
Okay. And how do vendors actually make lock-in happen?
I will make the story really simple, maybe oversimplified.
Okay.
But generally, there are two ways to do this.
Okay.
The first one will stay once you enter the business, you have to try to kick the other competitors out of the game.
Okay.
So there's so many ways the company can do this. Like in an operator, usually they have many multiple suppliers, the vendors in the same business. But as a vendor for me, I can try to push others out. And the easiest way to do this is basically refuse interoperability.
Okay.
Refuse to collaborate, for
Yes.
example, right?
Oh, okay.
Make myself a nasty guy,
Okay.
okay? And so create chaos there.
Yeah.
And when operator use multiple vendors, interoperability is really essential, okay? But different equipment must work together. But when this is not possible, what happens is, what do you think?
I guess the operators need to choose one.
Yep, yeah, exactly, yeah, thank you. And so when an operator
Yeah.
can't achieve what they want unless they use that one specific vendor's equipment, operators usually end up in a situation where they have no chance to give entire project to that specific
Okay.
supplier or vendor. Okay, so that's how, that's a one way to kick out other competitors from the market, and one player stays in the game. And the second means is once that happens, you want to raise entry barriers. So once you have the chair, you don't want to lose.
Of course.
So you want to make it really difficult for others to steal your chair.
Oh, okay, got it. That's a good point.
Right. So, it's called entry barriers, basically. So make it really difficult to switch, right? So this is typically done by making your product even more deeply integrated in your daily business and operational process. Okay, and let's say if your equipment or device come with super easy user interface, okay, and you get used to this,
Yes.
it will be super difficult for you to switch to a different system. Now, like in your work, maybe you're using Windows, one day switching to Linux, completely different operation systems.
Yeah.
It's a panic for you, right?
In the first moment, it's a panic.
Yes, so that's exactly the situation the supplier wants to create.
So once lock-in happens, what's next?
Yeah, if lock-in is complete and where operator, your customer has no alternative, happy for you. then you have full control about the chair you're sitting on.
Yes.
You can maybe rotate, twist,
color.
whatever you left. Yeah, you can influence
Yeah.
quite significantly. And in terms of business language, you have much better control over pricing, right? So once you have nowhere to go, I can try to raise the price for you to access our service. I think it's not just telecom business model, but I think you have similar experience everywhere, right? When there's
Literally
no
everywhere,
escape,
yeah.
you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
No other choice.
Do or die. Yeah. And that sounds very intense, but how do customers fight back?
Great question. This is exactly where standardization becomes a real business tool for us, like operators, for example. And let me explain why. Okay. Again, in the telecom network, many operators want different system, different equipment from different suppliers to work together. And like radios, radio stations, core network, function management systems, and everything, right? And if each of the supplier uses proprietary network functions or closed interface, then interoperability simply doesn't happen. Okay, and for telecom operator, standardized functions are important so that we have a tool to swap the supplier with the same functionality. So that's how we see many people see standardization as a tool to lower the risk of getting locked in. Yeah. So there are well, that's what we do here at your labs, right? So when network functions and interface are standardized, for example, through our activities in 3GPP, ETSI, NFV, ORAN, etc., right? And we are doing, what we do in standardization is to ensure different vendors implement the same functions and same interface behavior, and so that the system can work together by design. And it's not just for telecom operators, it helps suppliers as well to participate in standardization. I mean, it doesn't help for you to look in, I mean, it's raising the risk, but when they want to enter a new market, it's better for them to support those standardized functions as well, because it will be easier for them to be part of their system using those standardized systems. So it's pros and cons, or it's a tool which one you want to use depending on the context.
Yeah, got it. So in other words, standards are what keep the network swappable and the market competitive still.
Yes, so exactly, yeah. So open functions, open interface, ideally open source as well.
Yeah.
Well, many of us keep options on the table, diversify supply chain as well, and protect themselves from lock-in.
Yeah, perfect. So that's a great takeaway. And yes, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to sharing more in our upcoming Telecom Business School sessions. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this a video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to explore from a business perspective, please leave them in the comments. See you next time. Bye.